Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Inside Career Technical Education. I'm one of the hosts of this program, Ann Baldwin.
And I'm Jim Bologa, the other host, President and CEO of YTI Career Institute.
Yeah, good to see you again, Jim.
You as well, Ann.
And it's always good to have you along, and we've got a great topic that we're going to be talking about. And get ready for this accent. This is real Texas right here, let me tell you. Bucky Chambers is joining us on this podcast today, and he is the manager of Hempfield Animal Hospital in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Bucky, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me.
So we've chatted before, but I think for the benefit of our audience today, what we really want to talk about is how you got involved with Hempfield Animal Hospital, and then we'll get into this whole family component of your story a little bit later on.
Yes, ma'am. The way we got involved with the animal hospital was Dr. Purvis, who is my wife. She was working for Dr. Etkin, who started Hempfield Animal Hospital like 25 years ago, and has a beautiful practice, and she was working as an associate here. And then my job ended, and then as soon as it ended, the week of it that it ended, he asked if we'd be interested in buying it. So it's funny how things work out. So we decided to go for it. We got in touch with a man that helped us get it started, and we got a bank. He got us a bank and everything. And his name is David Goldstein. He was our first med, and great guy. Helped us get everything going, and it just turned out it wasn't as hard as we thought it was going to be to get it done and get it closed and all that. And kind of started from there.
So a window of opportunity. So talk a little bit about, draw us a picture, if you will, about Hempfield Animal Hospital. What does it look like? What do you all do there?
We're a small animal clinic, cats and dogs only. We have orthopedic surgeries. We have a spay-neuter doctor that is beyond compare. She's done upwards of 90,000 animals in her career.
Wow!
So she is a professional at that. We have a great staff, our wonderful staff, who are very, very into the animals and the clients. And we're looking for those kind of people to join us because we're wanting to expand the project.
And that's one of the things that you talk about, Bucky, is that your business is growing. I mean, I think especially during COVID, animals have become even a bigger part of our lives than they already will. So what are part of your expansion plans? And I know at some point you reached out to Nicole Tolman from YTI Career Institute and Career Services, because you need those partnerships in the community like a YTI Career Institute in order to keep the business running, right?
Yes, ma'am. It's very vital to the veterinarian world that we have those resources that we can pull from, because you have to know how to read animals and things like that. And for them to be taught that in an environment that we're in, so nobody gets hurt, the animal's protected, the client's happy. So that's why we need these services from YTI.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the program, if we can, Bucky. Talk a little bit about the YTI Veterinary Tech Program at YTI. How does it work, Jim? How long is it? And what kind of things do these students experience?
Yeah, no, it's a great segue into that. So our program has morphed from being completely online, pre-COVID, to moving to an online experience during COVID, and we're still in COVID, but during COVID it moved to lecture online, and then basically lab environment on ground in our York campus. Since then, what we've done is we're trying to expand the program, and we've moved to a delivery method of basically lecture online, and then clinical in lab work where you live. And so what we're trying to do is for those students who may not have been within commuting distance, of our York campus, we're now expanding it beyond, Pennsylvania.
Right. So you can be anywhere and take part in the program.
Exactly. And so it's, it's really, there, as you mentioned, during COVID, everybody, wanted to get an animal. Everybody needed some companionship.
Right.
And so there's been a huge spike, and many practices, just like Bucky's, have seen growth during this period. And so, so anyway, that's where we went with the program. We're excited about that. We do have students now who are coming to us and participating in the program from places like South Carolina, West Virginia, Texas.
Yeah.
So
Flexibility,
New York.
that's what it's really all about.
Exactly.
Right.
We're trying to bring the education to where the students are, especially the students who have a passion, and their purpose in life is to pursue becoming a veterinary technician.
Right. And part of the education, too, requires an externship. And, Bucky, I know that at Hempfield Animal Hospital, you've relied on folks coming from the program into your externships. Talk about what that experience is like for these students.
Well, everything being online like it is today, for these students, there's nothing like hands-on training.
Right.
So you have to have the externships for the doctors to be able to show these young people and these new people the hands-on with the techs that they already have in place also to help with that training.
So how many externs have you had from YTI at Hempfield?
We have started with our first one.
With your first one. And
Yes.
how's that working out?
So far, so good. Everything seems to be going really well.
Well, because I think when I spoke to you, you were just going through the interview process with this extern, and that was just a little bit ago. So now, this person is on board. And there's another part to the story, too, is because we want to talk about your daughter, Emma, who's also taking part in the YTI program and working for you.
Yes, ma'am. She is in that YTI CVT program, and she is doing very, very well. And Dr. Purvis has seen some of the data and stuff that she has to do, and she says it's very, very intense. And so it's good training, it's good learning, it's good schooling for these techs to come out of the YTI program. It's very intense training, and it's very well put together.
Yeah, it's great. It's Bucky, it's great to hear that. I mean, we've taken a lot of pride and there's been a lot of hard work by our faculty in the vet tech program to really make the curriculum, as robust as it can be. And again, when you think about what a vet tech has to do, they have to understand anatomy and physiology, nutrition, breeding, sanitation, behavior handling. They've got to, deal with euthanasia and a whole host of other things. And so, another term sometimes used in the industry is versus veterinary technician is veterinary nurse. And so, it's a very, very robust program, requires students to be really on their game, highly disciplined, highly organized, because again, there's a lot of foundational material that they need to get. And then when they get into the externship or clinical environment, they need to practically apply that.
Right, and we've seen that. We've visited in Pennsylvania some of the other vet tech facilities, and just to see, you have to be so versatile, right? You might be doing this 1 minute and this another minute. So let's use your daughter Emma as an example. So how far has she come? From getting her education, how have you seen her grow in this career?
Oh, this. That's hard. That's a hard one there, because this girl has really, really blossomed, and she is now a level 2 at our clinic. She does what level 2s do. Our level 1 is our entry levels, and our level 2s are our upper levels. And she is just she's learned so much. She's done so much from this, and this is like a precursor to her veterinarian, going to veterinarian school.
Nice.
To become a doctor. And Dr. Purvis, her mom, has said the same thing. She said, this is like taking a doctorate.
It's
a stepping stone.
Yeah, it's a stepping stone.
It's a stepping stone.
Yeah, and it's great to hear that, the foundational knowledge that our program offers. There's a veterinarian who's looking at the material through the lens of their daughter,
right?
Who's basically commenting on the quality of the program. And I would just
absolutely,
yeah, and I would just encourage all of our viewers and listeners, if you are interested in learning more, I would go out to our website yti.edu and check it out, because again, we've taken a lot of time and effort. Our faculty deserve kudos because they've worked very, very hard during COVID to make the program, the best it can be, recognizing that, education needs to keep moving forward, and we need to provide flexible options for future students. because again, who knows when COVID will ever.
Oh, don't
ever,
say that.
Ever,
don't even say that.
ever
Come on.
end up.
Let's not even go
So-
there. So, Bucky, I want to ask you, because you join our podcast here from a different perspective, right? You're in the business, you're the manager of this veterinary hospital, but you also have a daughter in the business. And some of the folks are the decision makers. It might be a parent or grandparent or guardian that's watching this. What is your advice for people who might be considering this career path?
My advice would be, if they're really interested in the veterinarian world, this is a huge precursor to becoming a doctor. That's how good this program is. Dr. Purvis, which is Emma's mother, she has even refreshed her brain with this course due to what she's learned and helping and watching Emma do this and looking and really getting refreshed on some things that she did at OSU.
Well, it's interesting because it's continuing education, not only for entry-level
Exactly.
people, but for the people and a lot of people take advantage of your programs for just that, is, kind of like the trainer. And that's why I know in my business, I love having young people around me because they learn new things. They know new techniques. The world changes. You got to stay up on that. Well, I want to say continued success to all of you at Hempfield Animal Hospital. We wish you all the best in your growth. Thank you for your partnership with Career Services at YTI, and especially continued success to your daughter, Emma. It sounds like she's
Thank you very much
on
for
her
that.
way to some great things.
Absolutely.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Again, yti.edu is the website. If you want more information on the Vet Tech program or any of the programs that are offered, they're flexible. They're all leading to great career paths, as we've heard in all these stories. So hopefully we inspired you to check it out.
I agree, Ann. It's awesome.
It is awesome. And of course, Bucky, thank you so much. Bucky Chambers, thanks you for being one of our guests on this program. We appreciate it.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the opportunity to display my daughter here, for one, because she is really, really doing well. Thank you very much.
That's always great to hear. And we want to thank you for tuning in to this edition of Inside Career Technical Education. We'll see you next time.